The moonlight touches the window pane like a silent echo of dreams we once dared to whisper. Alone in this chamber, I hold the silence between heartbeats, where your name rests in the secret folds of my memory. My royal blood binds me to duty, but my soul belongs to the moments when you smiled, not knowing the world slowed its turning for us. It is strange, is it not, how the night carries your voice better than any letter could. When the silver veil of the moon slips over the hills, I feel the hush of your presence as if you were near. You were never mine to claim, and yet in the shadowed corners of my thoughts, you always return. I know I cannot call you openly, but my spirit has found ways to trace your outline in moonbeams and candle smoke. The stars must have known what they were doing the night we met, entwining fate with the brush of your hand against mine. Sometimes I wonder if destiny paused for us, even briefly in the sacred halls of time. There was that moment in the garden, under the quiet linden tree, where your eyes met mine with such startling tenderness. 1,000 monarchs could command my steps, but not even the firm voice of duty could silence what blossomed in that glance. Your fingers brushed against mine, as if hesitant to break the spell of being near. I remember the scent of jasmine, how it clung to my gown like the memory of your breath. In the quiet of night, when I am no longer a princess but only a girl wishing for love, I relive that moment. What harm is there in remembering? What treason lies in feeling the ache of something beautiful yet forbidden? Perhaps none. Perhaps it is only treason to forget, to let go of something that made me more than titles and expectations. You gave me that moment, and I have treasured it like a gem sewn into the hem of my heart. The court may speak of alliances and treaties, and my name may be carved into destiny's marble, but I have not forgotten the warmth of your hands. Those same hands that did not tremble when you reached for mine, how bold, how achingly gentle, they spoke what lips could not dare utter. To the world you were a shadow beside my grandeur, but to me you were the flame that turned silence into poetry. There are those who would never understand how something so brief could last so long within someone. They measure love in years and titles, while I measure it in glances and shared breaths under pale moons. I confess to the sky, for it is more forgiving than any court. There is no crime in memory, no exile for yearning. You are the poem that wrote itself into my life when I did not know I needed it. Perhaps one day they will sing of my deeds and crown my head in gold, but what I'll remember is the silver glow of your presence beside me. There is magic in absence too. The way your name lingers in my silence. I wear gowns of silk and dine beneath crystal chandeliers, but none of it feels as splendid as the warmth of your laughter when it caught me off guard. You were never meant to be more than a passerby in the corridors of my life, yet here you are, haunting every empty space. Sometimes I wonder if you feel it too. When the moon is high and the night leans heavy with memories, do you pause and think of me, or am I merely a royal fantasy you once brushed against, a passing spark forgotten among stars? I pray in secret that you remember me not as the heir to a throne but as the girl whose heart dared to reach for you despite the centuries of tradition pressing against her back. I was raised to wear a crown, but you taught me that love can sit like a whisper on the skin, so soft and honest it hurts. My mother once told me that some truths must be carried in silence, like precious stones too sacred to show. I did not understand until I met you. Now I carry you like a sapphire beneath my breastbone, dazzling and unspoken. The pages of my diary are stained with your presence, though no name is ever written. I fear that even ink might betray what I hold dear. To speak of you aloud would be to unravel the threads that keep me stitched together. In this life of arranged smiles and diplomatic phrases, you were the one thing that was utterly mine. I found myself in you, not in the way of possession but in the way one finds their reflection in a still lake. The moonlight was always brighter when you were near. Strange, isn't it, how love can make the whole world feel like it's been painted anew. And even now, when distance makes you unreachable, I carry the brushstrokes of you on every corner of my soul. I wonder what you see when you look at the stars now. Do they remind you of me, or have you taught yourself to forget? I have tried, oh how I have tried to silence the pulse that beats your rhythm. But hearts are stubborn things. Mine still finds its way to your memory, like a sailor drawn to the distant sound of home. The palace is full of mirrors, and yet none reflect the truth I carry. They show me in jewels and velvet, but never the girl who wept into her pillow whispering your name into the folds. I wonder if you think I am untouched by sorrow, hidden behind layers of nobility. But I am not immune to longing. I am not invincible. You made me feel seen, not as a royal, but as a soul. That is what I miss most. You did not look at me as if I belonged to a crown. You looked at me as if I belonged to myself and perhaps to you. There are evenings when I stand on the palace balcony and imagine I see your shadow in the crowd. My eyes trick me sometimes, or maybe it is hope that plays its cruel games. I watch the world move below me and all I can think about is how far away you are. My world is carved in marble and law. Yours may be simple, yet it was always free. You were my secret rebellion, the heartbeat I hid beneath layers of silk. Some would say I was foolish, but love does not ask permission. It simply arrives, like wind on the sea, unseen, unstoppable. Do you remember our stolen words? They were few but they linger like wildflowers pressed between pages. I keep them close, closer than any royal seal. You were never mine by blood or duty, but you were mine in the way that matters most, in the tender pull between two souls that know they are understood. I am told that time softens all things, that even heartbreak fades like the last note of a lullaby. But if that is true, then why do I still dream of you? Why does your voice echo in my chambers when the world is quiet? Maybe time does not heal everything, it simply teaches us to live with the ache. I carry mine with grace like the jewels they pin to my chest. No one sees the weight of it, they only see the sparkle, but behind every glittering smile is a girl who remembers. I remember your kindness, the way your eyes lit up when you spoke of simple joys. I remember the calm you brought, like a gentle tide washing away the noise of court life. You made me feel real. I will never thank you aloud, but my soul sings your name in gratitude every time I see the moon's soft light. Even in dreams, I cannot escape you. Sometimes you come to me in the gardens of sleep, and we walk beneath trees that do not bear the weight of protocol. There we are only two hearts speaking the language of silence. I reach for your hand and find it, warm and steady. It feels like coming home. But I always wake up before the sunrise, clutching my pillow as though it might still hold the shape of your fingers. It is cruel how dreams remind me of what I cannot have, and yet I would not trade them for anything. In those stolen moments I am free. I am yours. No thrones, no borders, no expectations, only the moon, the stars and us. The world will never know what we shared. Perhaps that is for the best. Some loves are too sacred to survive daylight. They belong to twilight and shadows, and whispers that never become words. There is a painting in my chamber that I often stare at when the court becomes too loud. It shows a young woman holding a rose, her gaze lost in the distance. I see myself in her. I see you in the rose, beautiful, unreachable, destined to fade. But the beauty lies not in possession but in memory. I have learned that now. You were never mine to keep, but you were mine to feel. And that is enough. It must be. I write your name across the stars in my mind, knowing no one will read it there, but I do. Every night I read it as a vow, a lullaby, a secret carved into the folds of my heart. The moonlight between us is not a barrier, it is a bridge, one that links our souls even across oceans and titles. It carries my love to you, quiet and steady, and if you ever feel a warmth in the night wind, know that it is me, still remembering.